Triumphant League.
What's up, Triumphant League family and community? Welcome to another episode of Triumphant League Talk. This is season 2, episode 4. I'm going to cover the week 4 results, week 5 results, and I'm going to give you the week 6 matchups with my projections. As always, you can follow, like, and subscribe on any platform. You could go to the Triumphant League YouTube channel and subscribe there for more game film and highlights. And if you enjoy the narrative and more of a podcast person, this is your channel right here, Triumphant League Talk, to get the exclusive updates on Triumphant League, what's going on in the season, and where you could go to register for the next season. I want to thank everybody that supports us now, all the players that come out and govern themselves accordingly and show respect to the culture of Triumphant League and to First ARP, our church partner. And I want to thank everybody that followed and subscribed already on social media platforms. So just getting into it, we had some great matchups as always on Saturday, April 5th and Saturday, April 26th. These were the last 2 weeks before we went into 2 double byes. So game 1 for April 5th, you had your church versus Triumphant Lions. And that was a real good game. Your church gave us everything that they had. We gave everything we had. And unfortunately for us, they were able to prevail that game and be the best team that day. And they beat Triumphant Lions 63-57. And then for game number 2 that day on April 5th, you had Jelly Fam versus Wake and Bake. And it started off evenly, but Wake and Bake was able to move on in the second half and pull away, and they won that game. Wake and Bake 80, Jelly Fam 64. And for the final game of that day, this was a game of the week, and this game was a nail biter. It was close from the very beginning to the end. This was the top 2 teams in Triumphant League, and it was Team Slept On versus Rock With Us. And Rock With Us has championship pedigree. They have some older veterans. Team Slept On is more of a younger group, athletic, and they was able to scrap and claw and win against Rock With Us and give them their first L for the season. Team Slept On prevailed 73-71 over Rock With Us and ended their undefeated winning streak. So Rock With Us was thinking that they was going to go undefeated. And this is one of the first times in a while that Triumphant League has not had an undefeated team for the whole season. So as far as parity and competition, that's very good when you could play in a league where ain't nobody guaranteed to go undefeated. That means everybody got a chance. So that was a good week, and that was week number 4. And then we had week number 5. We had Triumphant Lions versus Rock With Us, which was game number 1 of that day on the 26th. And of course, I was so hoping to get that game and get that victory. Man, I gotta beat that team. And we had some highs and lows. We had some opportunities to where we could have pulled off. We were down big. I believe we got down about 15 at one point. It was looking ugly for us. We was able to come back, tie the game up, and we just Triumphant Lions, we just turned the ball over way too much, and Rockwooders capitalized off of that, and they were able to defeat us. Rockwooders defeated Triumphant Lions 70-57, and I believe that's our biggest deficit this season. So of course, I'm motivated, and I'm sure my teammates motivated moving forward. So let's look at April 26th, game number 2, that 11 a.m. game. You had Jelly Fam versus Team Slept On, and this was a game I thought Jelly Fam can really shock Team Slept On and get back in the win column. It was close for the most part, but unfortunately for Jelly Fam, Team Slept On is actually on a roll right now, and you know, they got a little streak going, and they was able to win 61-57. They was able to beat Jelly Fam 61-57. And the last game on the 26th for that day was Wake and Bake versus Your Church. Another game that I thought was going to be a lot more competitive from the beginning to the end. And it was. But unfortunately, at the end, Wake and Bake was just missing too many pieces. But they did fight. And Your Church, they were missing a couple pieces, but they was able to pull off at the end and win by 10 over Wake and Bake. They won. Your Church 79, Wake and Bake 69 was the final score. So going into week number 6, 2 more weeks left until the regular season is over. So this right here is coming down to the end. As we go into week number 6, I just want to go over the standings right quick. And you can also go to triumphantleague.com or triumphantleague.us and view our standings and view the news and get updated on our blogs and everything we got going on for Triumphant League, as well as stay up to date with the standings. Right now, we still got Rockwooders in the number 1 seed, and point scoring differential is very important as we get closer to the end of the season, because even if you got the same record as somebody, if they got more of a scoring differential than you, you're not going to overtake them unless they lose the game. And Rockwooders and Team Slept On can only lose these last 2 games. And even with them losing these last 2 games, they may, only team that could possibly catch them is Your Church right now. Wake and Bake can probably tie, but like I said again, the scoring differential is very important. So these last 2 weeks, if teams really want to try to make a jump, you're going to have to blow somebody out by at least 50 to 60 points just to make a big jump in the standings. All right, because we ain't got that much time left, just 2 more games. So that's enough for inside. Rockwooders are still at number 1. They've been in the number 1 seed all season. They 4-1. Team Slept On, they believe they own a 4-game winning streak. But Team Slept On is number 2, and Team Slept On is a surprise for me. I felt like in the beginning of the season that, you know, like I said, they could be, they're young, and if, you know, you got a young squad, they could play together. You could win if you run. You know what I'm saying? You get out on defense. I mean, get on the ball on defense, and you get out on transition and run the floor. You could win ball games. So with that said, they're on a 4-game win streak. They are currently the hottest team in Triumphant League right now with a 4-game win streak. And then you have another surprise, which is Your Church. They are the number 3 seed, and they are sitting at 3-2. They the only other team that could possibly catch Rockwooders or Team Slept On if those two teams perhaps lose these last two games, and your church is on a 2-game win streak, they are a real good team. One good thing I like about your church is they play together, they share the ball. It doesn't matter to them who scored. What matters to them is getting the most out of each possession. And when you have a team like that, it's gonna be, now I don't want to say easy to win, but it's gonna increase your chances of winning, not just in Triumphant League but any league. And then we got at number 4, Wake and Bake, sitting at 2 and 3. And then you have Jelly Fam, the number 5 seed, sitting at 1 and 4. And then last but not least, we have Triumphant Lions at the bottom of the bracket at 1 and 4. And we are on a 3-game losing streak. So it's still time to turn it around for my squad. For everybody, it's still time to press and make something happen out of this season. And everybody right now playing, they could still salvage their season. For those that's at the bottom of the league, you can still turn it around, because ain't no team really been like blown out. And the things that cause teams to lose at the end of the game are things that can be fixed. So what everybody need to do, and as I encourage you to watch film and focus on ways you can make your teammates better within the game, because that's what's gonna help you win. And it's only gonna be one winner at the end of all of this. But if you play together, you minimize your mistakes, and you communicate with each other, play defense, anybody can win in Triumphant League, because those are the attributes and the habits of winners. So that's the week 4 matchups and outcome. Week 4 matchup and outcome. And then I gave you the week 6 standings. Like I say, if you want to continue to stay connected to Triumphant League, stay up to date on when we having more leagues in the future, the best way to do that is to reach out on Instagram, follow us there. And if you want to see more film, you can always tune in on Triumphant League on YouTube, and that's where we stream our games live on Saturdays. And I also put the recording up, and I also put edited game film and highlights up after that as well. So we got a lot of data and a lot of film, so you can really see what guys working with. Don't believe the hype, watch the film. So now that we in week 6, this is the final week before the final week. This is where it's at right now. We don't have 4-5 weeks to get it together. Everybody should know the routine. Everybody should be able to look at the schedule and assess, hey, I need to, see what I got planned so I could be at that game. Because if your guys don't show up, you might well prepare for the next season, because you're going to need everybody as we get into the playoffs. All right. And you can only have enough spots as how many people paid. So don't try to come out here and play, and then, you're trying to add people on the team that ain't even paid. We not doing that. I'm watching everything. And as we get closer to the playoffs, the only thing I want everybody to be mindful of, play your game, talk stuff, as long as it's basketball, and have fun, more importantly. But I want y'all to remember that this is a Christian organization. This is a church league, although we are independent. This is a church league, and we partner with a church. The gym is actually in the church. So let's have a little respect for the atmosphere and the people that's in there when it comes to how we talk. Like, I know some of y'all cuss and y'all let it fly on your personal time, but we gotta chill on that cussing inside the gym, all right? I done warned everybody multiple times. If I hear people cussing in the game moving forward, it might be your last game in Triumphant League. Might be your last game. I will wait till after the game to address you, but it might be your last game because that ain't the type of behavior we want. Some people may think it's petty, but that's why you could go join another league. You know what I mean? But here, we not playing like that because it only take one person to say something and cuss, and they might be saying something to somebody that's going through something, and you might hit a chord and a trigger in that person, and then they flying off, and now y'all want to scrap. And I thank God that we ain't had no fights in existence, but I can't take that for granted. So I really want everybody to watch your mouth. You are a grown man. You know what you say when you need to say it. You need to control your mouth, control your temper. If you can't control those things when you're playing basketball, that is a deeper issue, and you need to channel and focus on that issue before you start coming out here trying to compete in basketball, because basketball gonna pull out your flaws. That's what it's gonna do. But Triumphant League, we challenge you to grow. Control yourself. If I could do it, you could do it. And like, I don't want to keep talking about that. So this is my last time I'm gonna bring it up, on the pod too. It's my last time. I'm just gonna get you up out of here. And that's just what it's gonna be. So tighten up on how you talk, especially when we get into these playoffs. All right, with that said, we got 2 more weeks. And now I'm gonna give you my predictions for the matchups for week number 6 this Saturday, May 3rd. So the first game this Saturday is going to be your church versus Team Slept On. This is going to be a tough game. And both teams are hot, so they meeting at the right time. Team Slept On is on a 4-game winning streak, and your church is on a 2-game winning streak. So, like I say, both teams are looking good, and both teams can actually win. Now, who will win, don't nobody know. Don't nobody know who's going to win. But I could tell you, based on playing both teams and based on what I seen. So first game of the season, your church already beat Team Slept On. That was the only team that beat them. And of course, Team Slept On is gonna look and attempt to get their face back this game and this week. But I don't think Team Slept On is gonna beat them. I just think your church has a deep squad. They got so much size. Not that they can't be beat, but it's gonna be hard to beat that team. And I think your church is gonna win game number 1 on Saturday at 10 a.m. All right, game number 2 on Saturday, May 3rd, 2025 at 11 a.m. You have Wake and Bake versus Triumphant Lions. We got to get our face back, Lions. All right, Wake and Bake beat us already. They looking to beat us. Every team, I want people to understand, every team is looking to beat Triumphant League squad. Every team. If you play with me, or if you thinking about playing with me, if you okay with losing, you might not want to be on this squad. But if you really, really want to make something happen, you want to make history, it can only be done here on this team. Cause everybody want to beat us. This is everybody's championship game. So we have an opportunity to change the narrative, or you could do what everybody else do. You could blame the owner, you blame the refs, and blame everybody else instead of looking in the mirror. That ain't how you get better as a man. That ain't how you get better as a team. And, I ain't going to look to blame nobody. You know what I'm saying? I just go out here and do what I could do. And at the end of the day, that's all I could do is what I could do. One man can never beat five. But if you get 5 men together, we could do some things. So I am hopeful for the last 2 games with our squad. I think we're trending in the right direction. And I'm never going to go out there thinking that I'm going to lose. I'm never going to get on the court thinking I'm going to lose today. I never have that mentality. My outcome in my mind is always set on a W. That's the only thing I want to do. I don't care about how many points it take me to win. I don't care how many turnovers I have. I only care about the end result, which is the W, and the final result, which is getting a trophy and a ring, because once you're a champion, you'll always be a champion. And that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? I want to earn it. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, as an owner, feel like, oh, I own a league. Yeah, I'm a champion. Yeah, I am a champion because I own a league. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I want to actually, win. Man, I put in a lot of work with this game. And I want to actually, get out here and win and get me one. You know what I'm saying? Before I can't play no more. So that's my mentality, all right? And I just wanted to let you know, just so y'all that's listening, that's my mentality. But with where we at right now, we're on a 3-game losing streak. It don't look like we're going to win. It don't look like. So I'm going to say Wake and Bake is going to beat us. That's what I'm going to say. And like I told you, I'm not going out there to lose. That's not my mentality. But I show favor every week for my team. I'm going to always show favor for my team. And I ain't win against us all season. But I'm going to go against us this time. All right? But I believe we got what it takes. But I got to put some respect on Wake and Bake. They got one more win more than us. And they already done thumped us one time. So all I can say is I hope for the best. But I got Wake and Bake winning game number 2. If you know like I know, my predictions ain't been the best. So just because I'm going for your Wake and Bake, don't think it's going to be easy. You might just get that L. But, hey, either way you look at it, it's up for each team to go out there and do what you need to do to get the W. So that's it for game number 2 for week number 6, May 3rd at 11 a.m. The final game of that day, Rock With Us versus Jelly Fam. I think I'm going to put Rock With Us on upset alert. Jelly Fam has a lot of talent. They probably got the most talented or close to the most talented team in the league. But this is where you get to see how important chemistry is. So they have every ingredient to win. They just got to come together and decide who gonna sacrifice what we gotta sacrifice so we could win. And I'm not gonna go too much into it because I don't want to get too many people, keys to victory. But anyway, I believe they could beat Rock With Us, and I believe I'm gonna put Rock With Us. I believe I put Rock With Us on upset alert already. So I got Jelly Fam winning that game. So there it is, my week 6 projections. Your Church winning game number 1. Wake and Bake winning game number 2. And Jelly Fam winning game number 3. And that will be week 6. Week 7 still to come. And then we got the playoffs, which is going to be interesting as always. I want to thank you for your time, as well as I want to thank you for your support. And for those of you that do chime in, take it with love, take it with basketball. Don't be discouraged. Always be motivated by me talking, because I only want to see you do better. And I appreciate every ear, every player, every like, every follow. I'm thankful for it all. And at the end of the day, I just hope God get the glory from what I'm doing with this league and my life. And I hope everybody feel the same way. Till the next time I see y'all, make sure you on point come Saturday, because I'm coming to hoop. All right. Y'all take it easy. Thank you.
Subscribe to my channel.